Okay, good afternoon, all. In last class, we discussed bridge rectifier and parameter derivation of bridge rectifier, and also we enter into the filters, right? Already we briefly give the introduction about filter. Filter is an circuit, right, which is used to convert some pulsating AC signal into approximated DC signal. Already we know the drawback of full wave rectifier. Okay, the it output consists of not a pure DC. It consists of AC as well as DC signal, right? Okay, by using filter circuit, we can minimize the AC component in the rectified output, and that is given to the mesh regulator circuit. Okay, already we know that filters are mainly passive filters. Passive filters are mainly designed with the help of two reactive components like capacitor and inductor, right? Okay, just briefly we give the properties of capacitor here. Here already we know the reactance of capacitor is equal to Xc is equal to 1 by omega c. Omega is equal to 2 pi f. Xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi f. For DC input signal, okay, for DC means constant signal. Constant signal frequency is equal to 0 and time period is equal to infinite time period. Okay, now Xc is equal to infinite. That means what it indicates here, if the capacitor blocks the DC component, it does not allow, it will blocks the DC component. Why? Because here the reactance is equal to infinite reactance. Okay, it is nothing but a one form of like a resistance, right? It does not allow the DC component, right? Okay, now as frequency increases, reactance of capacitor decreases and it will allows AC components. Right. Now, how to connect the capacitor? Always observe the secondary terminal of the capacitor here. Whether secondary terminal of the capacitor is connected to ground or secondary terminal of the capacitor is given to the output or next stage of the circuit here, right? Here in first case, capacitor connected in series here. That means secondary terminal is directly connected to the output. Now in this case, what happened? It does not allow the here in this path. It does not allow the DC component. It allows only AC component, right? That means output contains only AC components. Suppose the capacitor connected in parallel to the input, right? Okay, observe here in second figure, capacitor connected to the in parallel to the input. Now what happened? In any case, capacitor allows the AC component, it blocks the DC component. Right now in this case, what happened means, here in this case, it will allows the AC component. It does not allows the DC component. That means output contains the only DC component, right? All AC components are transmitted to the ground. All AC components are transmitted to the ground, right? Remember here, way of connecting the capacitor is also important, right? Finally, capacitor blocks the DC and it allows the AC component. That way of connection also important. In series connection, output contains the AC. In parallel connection, output contains the DC. Okay, similarly here inductor also. Inductor also a reactive element. That means the reactance mainly depends upon the frequency. Reactive element means the properties are varies with respect to the frequency of the input signal. Now XL is equal to omega L. Omega is equal to 2 pi f into L. Now what happened for DC input? For DC input, frequency is equal to 0. XL is equal to 0. That means it allows the DC component. Now as frequency increases, XL also increases. So as frequency increases, it will oppose. For low frequencies, it will allows, right? Okay, inductor allows the DC component and blocks the AC component. Now similarly, same as capacitor, here the way of connection also same. Here it is a series connection. Here it is a parallel connection. Okay. Way of connection also important. Now where the input is consists of AC component plus DC component. Here in this case, inductor allows only DC component. Output contains only DC component. Now coming to the inductor connected in parallel. Now what happened here, input is AC plus DC. Inductor allows the DC component. All DC component all are transmitted to the ground. Because it allows the DC component. All AC components are appear at the output, right? Okay, remember these concepts. These concepts are important here. Way of connection also important. Whether the inductor is connected to the series or whether the inductor is connected in parallel to the input. Similarly, capacitor also, whether the capacitor is connected to the series or whether the capacitor is connected to the parallel. Okay, in any way, the property is here the capacitor allows only AC component. It does not allows the DC component, right? Capacitor blocks the DC and allows the AC component. Similarly, here inductor also. Inductor allows the DC component and blocks the AC component, right? Okay, keep these two properties in your mind. Okay. Now we enter into the basic filter, that is the inductor filter or inductance, or inductor are also called choke filter, right? Okay, this is the your input signal. Here the black signal is here, this one is your input signal. Now I change color, right? Okay, now this one is input signal that is given to the rectifier circuit, and rectifier output is, this is the rectifier output, right? Okay, compared to this is the total time period. Full wave rectifier time period is equal to T by 2 only compared to input signal. Input sinusoidal signal time period compared to input sinusoidal signal time period. Full wave rectifier time period is only T by 2. Okay, in previous class already we derived the expression for full wave rectifier output contains AC component and DC component. Okay, this type of derivation already we derived. This is taken from signals and systems. Okay, when we apply the Fourier series to the full wave rectifier signal, right? Now you will get the output is equal to 2 Vm by pi minus 4 Vm by pi sigma n even number 2. Okay, suppose 0, suppose n is equal to 2 minimum, n is equal to 2 to infinity, only consider the even cos n theta by n square minus 1. For n is equal to 2, okay, this is the expression. What is this expression? N is equal to 2. Okay, this is the expression. Output is equal to 2 Vm by pi, that is filtered output, 2 Vm by pi minus 4 Vm by 3 pi cos 2 theta. Now here in this case, the first term represents the, what first term represents here? The first term represents the first term represents the DC component. VDC is equal to 2 Vm by pi. And second term represents the AC component. Here in this case, VAC RMS is equal to 4 by 3. Vm is equal to Vrms is equal to Vm by root 2. That is equal to, right? Now again VAC RMS is equal to root 2 by 3 VDC. Just substitute here VDC value and then simplify. Okay. Now Fourier series expansion of full wave rectifier is, if you consider the n is equal to 2 value, 2 Vm by pi minus 4 Vm by pi, 1 by 3 cos 2 omega t, or 2 theta, some textbooks 2 theta, or instead of omega t, theta, right? Okay, the concept is same. Now here 2 Vm by pi minus 4 Vm by 3 pi cos 2 omega t. Now in this case, this one is the DC component. First term represents the DC component 2 Vm by pi. In second term, the magnitude is equal to, magnitude of AC component is 4 Vm by 3 pi. Okay, into cos theta, this total term is the AC component, and coming to the magnitude 4 Vm by 3 pi. Okay. Now magnitude of AC component 4 Vm by 3 pi and magnitude of DC component 2 Vm by 3 pi. Now VAC RMS is equal to magnitude of AC component by root 2. That is equal to 4 Vm by root 2 into 3 pi. Now this is the filter circuit. Okay, here we are giving the full wave rectifier output signal is given to the filter. Here what type of filter? Filter consists of only inductor. Inductor and output is a load. Okay, already we know that inductor allows only DC components, right? Now we have to find the impedance here. Impedance is equal to total impedance when we apply the KVL to the signals, and total impedance. Okay. Okay, total impedance of the class is equal to total impedance of the circuit is equal to Z is equal to under root RL square plus XL square, that is complex impedance is equal to. Now here XL is equal to not omega L, 2 omega L. Why XL is equal to 2 omega L means we are considered the second harmonic, right? Already we know the concept of harmonics in signals and systems. Okay, when we apply the Fourier series to the signal, it consists of infinite harmonics. Now we are considering the n is equal to 2. N is equal to 2, that is for second harmonic. Here in second harmonic, frequency is equal to 2f, not f, right? First harmonic frequency is equal to f, whereas in second harmonic and frequency is equal to 2f. Remember this one. Now here xl is equal to omega L, 2 pi fl. Okay, for first harmonic n is equal to 1, f is equal to itself f. For second harmonic, f is equal to 2f. For second harmonic, that is equal to 2 times input frequency. So now f is equal to 2f into L. So that's why xl is equal to 2 omega L. Then simplify z is equal to root of RL square plus 2 omega L whole square. Then from that, these are all the mathematical simplification. Now the total current in the circuit IAC RMS is equal to VAC RMS by Z. Already we know VAC RMS is equal to, this is VAC RMS 4 Vm by root 2 3 pi, that is equal to, then simplify, then again convert into a DC term, 4 Vm, it is 2 into 2 Vm by pi. Now 2 Vm by pi is equal to VDC. That is the DC component in the circuit. Now from that IAC RMS is equal to root 2 by 3 into VDC 1 by, take common here RL, then what happens means under root 1 plus 2 omega L by RL whole square. Okay. Now here VDC by RL. VDC by RL is equal to IDC. So IAC RMS is equal to root 2 by 3 into IDC by 1 by root of 1 plus 2 omega L by RL whole square. Okay. Now IAC RMS by IDC is equal to, okay. Now we are considered the two cases here. Here under root observe here 2 omega L by RL whole square. Now here in this case 2 omega L by RL very much less than 1. Now what happened means, now the ripple factor IAC by IDC is nothing but ripple factor. This term can be neglected. Now what happened means this is very much less than 1. So this term can be neglected. Now that is equal to 1. Now what happened? Ripple factor. Ripple factor is equal to root 2 by 3. That is equal to 0.47. Okay. This is approximately equal to the ripple factor of full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier also same ripple factor 0.47 only. Now here second case. Now what is second case? 2 omega L by RL. Okay, RL is the load resistor, is very much greater than 1. So now in this case what happened means, now neglect this term. Why? Because 2 omega L by RL very much greater than 1. Square root this one get cancelled. Then what happened means, Now the ripple factor IAC RMS by IDC is equal to RL by 3 root 2 into 2 pi f into L. Now again further simplification. Now ripple factor is equal to, now in this case ripple factor is equal to, this is the value. Now what is this value? RL by 6 root 2 pi f into L. Now based on this, what is ripple factor? Directly proportional to the RL. Okay, depending upon the RL value. If RL small, ripple factor also small. If RL large, ripple factor also large with respect to load resistor. With respect to the inductor value, ripple factor is directly proportional to 1 by L, right? L increases means ripple factor decreases. Okay. To get the less ripple factor, what is ripple factor? How much of AC component exists at the output side? AC component exists at the output side is very, very small. For ideal value is 0. But here now due to this non-ideal characteristics of components, it will exist. Okay. Now what happened? To get less ripple factor, we have to choose low value of RL and high value of inductor. Okay, this is about the inductor filter. In inductor filter, okay, there is no much improvement in ripple factor. This ripple factor is almost same as ripple factor of full wave rectifier only. Okay, this is about the inductor. Here in full wave rectifier, okay, how much of DC content here? Already we know full wave rectifier ripple factor is equal to 0.48. Then same thing, because the inductor, it will allows the DC component, same DC component, it will transmit it to the output. Same DC component, it will transmit it to the output. That is ripple factor. There is no change in ripple factor for inductor filter. It is almost similar to the full wave rectifier ripple factor, right? Okay, anyhow, the ripple factor may be change, maybe vary depending upon the values of RL and L, inductor value and load resistor value. To get less ripple factor, okay, we have to choose low value of RL and high value of inductors. That is about the inductor filter, right? Then coming to the next one is the capacitor filter here. Observe here, inductor connected in series, it allows the DC component, right? What is the filter output consists of? Filter output consists of DC components only. Now that's why here in this case capacitor filter, capacitor are connected in parallel to the input signal. Okay, capacitor connected to the parallel to the, why it is parallel means capacitor allows AC signal. All AC signals are transmitted to the ground. So capacitor does not allow the DC component. All DC component are appear at the output, right? Now in this case what happened means ripple factor component. What happened here? AC signal here. AC signal are transmitted to the ground, not appear at the output. Only DC component appear at the output. Now observe here, this is the input signal. This is given to the rectifier circuit. Now this is the full wave rectifier output. Right? Now here in this case what happened means, okay, mainly observe the capacitor. Now what happened means when we apply the signal here, when it will reaches the maximum value Vm, now slowly capacitor charges. Remember this one. Okay, slowly capacitor charges. When input is maximum, capacitor also reaches the maximum signal. Now what happens means when input is going negative, this during this interval, now what happens means capacitor try to discharge through resistor RL. Now the capacitor try to discharge, right? Once again here the operation is during the first quarter cycle, capacitor charges. Okay, like this capacitor charges. C indicates charges here. Next, another quarter cycle. Here, observe here, another quarter cycle. Now input signal is decreasing. Input is a sinusoidal, it will decreasing. Now during this interval, what happen means capacitor try to discharge through resistor RL. Why? Because there is a path here. Now capacitor try to discharge. That means slowly discharge. That depends upon the RC component values. RL into C. Discharging time constant. RL into C. Now slowly capacitor discharge. Okay. When it will reaches the point B, observe here, when it will reaches the point B, second cycle here, observe here of full wave rectifier output, second cycle, at this point B, if the full wave rectifier output greater than the capacitor voltage. Suppose here the capacitor voltage is 3 volt, full wave rectifier output at this point is 3.1 volt. Whenever the capacitor voltage less than the input voltage, that is full wave rectifier output voltage, now again capacitor try to charge. Now again capacitor try to charge to maximum value at point C. At point C, what happen again here? At point C, the full wave rectifier output reaches the maximum and slowly it will decreasing. Now again what happen means, okay, whenever the capacitor voltage greater than the full wave rectifier output voltage, now it will discharge through resistor RL. Now it will discharge, okay, this is the path here. It will discharge, okay, this is the path here. It will discharge. That depends upon the RC time constant, RL into C. Okay. Whenever the capacitor discharging here, slowly discharging. When it will reaches the point D. Now at point D, what happened here? Now again the full wave rectifier output voltage greater than the capacitor voltage. Now capacitor again try to charge. When it will reaches the point E, that means the capacitor voltage is equal to maximum input voltage. Now capacitor try to discharge, right? Like this. The process is going on. Continuously the signal is discharging. When it will discharging here, capacitor voltage greater than the full wave rectifier output voltage, that is discharging. When it is charging here, capacitor voltage less than full wave rectifier output voltage, then only it will charge. Charge, discharge, charge and discharge. This process is continuous, right? Okay, there is something like a charging and discharging. Okay, this is slowly discharge here, then again charge here, then again slowly discharge, right? Okay, the shape of the signal here, it will look like it is a straight line, and it is also somewhat like this. Okay, now the filter output is, okay, this filter output is, maximum filter output is, this is A point, and minimum filter output is B point. Maximum filter output is A point, okay, like this, and then slowly charge, and then like this. Okay, now the shape of the signal here is, here observe this one, shape of the signal, this type of signal here, it is a triangular waveform. It is like a triangular waveform. Remember this one. The filter output is, it is a triangular waveform. Okay. Now for this one, we have to calculate the ripple factor. Okay. We have to calculate the ripple factor. Now already we know the capacitor filter here. capacitor properties. C is equal to Q by V. Okay. Capacitance is equal to charge by voltage across the capacitor. Now here is C is equal to, if you want consider this time interval. Okay. Now again we consider this is the total time period, T by 2 time period. Why it is T by 2? With respect to input signal. This is the rectifier input. This is the total time period. With respect to this time period, what is this time period? Is T by 2 only. Now, the point C point to E point, the time difference is only T by 2, right? C to E, the point C to E, the time difference is equal to T by 2. During this T by 2 here, what is discharging time here? Discharging time is very large, that is T2, and charging time is very small, that is equal to T1, right? Discharging time is equal to T2, charging time is equal to T1. The overall time period is equal to T by 2, right? Okay. Now C is equal to Q charge by Vm. Okay, what is V is equal to Vm, maximum voltage charge voltage. From that, Q charge is equal to C into Vm. Now similarly, discharging current. Discharge, what is the relation between current and time here? I is equal to Q by T. Discharging current, IDC is equal to, okay, discharging through resistor RL. Okay, IDC current is equal to, through RL means DC current. IDC is equal to Q discharge by time discharge time. That is equal to IDC is equal to QD. QD is equal to discharge charge. Okay, by T2, discharge time is equal to T2. So Q discharge is equal to IDC into T2. Then further simplify it. Discharge time, total time period is equal to T by 2 is equal to T2 plus T1. Here discharge time is very much greater than charging time. So that T by 2 approximately equal to T2. Now Q discharge is equal to IDC into T by 2. Right? Where T is equal to 1 by F. Remember here. Now that is equal to IDC, convert in terms of frequency. T is equal to 1 by F. So discharge is equal to IDC by 2F. Now equate charge, right? Charge during time intervals both are equal to same. Discharge is equal to charging. Charging is equal to discharging. Charge remain same. That is equal to CVM into, this is equation 1, CVM is equal to IDC by 2F. From that VM is equal to IDC by 2F into C. Now already I explained previous class. Ripple output approximately a triangular waveform. What type of waveform here? Okay, filter output is a triangular. Remember this one. It is slowly discharge here, then again slowly charge, then again slowly discharge, then again charge. Okay, the type of waveform here, it is a triangular waveform. For this triangular waveform, not a sine, triangular waveform. For triangular waveform, apply the Fourier series concept. Now Fourier series concept applied. Now what happened means AC component in triangular waveform is equal to Vm by 2 root. Remember this one, right? For triangular waveform, again it will consist of DC component as well as AC component. Now here that this component is equal to AC component is equal to Vm by 2 root. Now again substitute here, Vrms is equal to IDC by, okay, now 5 and 6 here. Okay, what is 5 here? This is 5. IDC by 2F into C. That is equal to IDC by 2F into C by 2 root 3. That is equal to IDC by 4 root 3 into F into C, where IDC is equal to VDC by RL. Okay. Now again 18C, VAC RMS is equal to VDC by RL, 4 root 3 into F into C. Now the ripple factor is equal to VAC RMS by VDC, that is equal to 1 by 4 root 3 F into C into R, right? Now here, now this capacitor filter is most popular compared to inductor filter. Okay, there are few reasons. Okay, why the capacitor is most popular means it is a low cost and it is a small size and little weight and good characteristics. Filter output characteristics are good, and small load currents. Okay, we given some typical values up to 50 milliamperes. This type of filters are preferred, right? For small load currents up to 50 milliamperes, this type of filters are preferred. This is about capacitor filter. If the capacitor filter ripple factor is equal to 1 by 4 root 3 into F into C into R, right? Okay, compared to the inductor filter, capacitor filter have less ripple factor. If you take the some typical values, then you will get the ripple factor is less than the inductor filter ripple factor. Okay, now again consider the another filter that is L section filter, also called LC filter or inductor input filter. Here in previous filter circuits, we use inductor or a capacitor in the filter circuit. But here in this filter, L section filter, we use both reactive elements. This is for inductor connected in series, whereas capacitor is connected in parallel. Okay, as well as load resistor RL at the output side. Now observe here, in capacitor filter, only capacitor ripple factor is 1 by RL. That means RL increases here only capacitor filters. If the circuit consists of C and RL, what is the ripple factor? All are under numerator only, right? Sorry, denominator only. That means RL increases, a ripple factor decreases. And consists of only and consists of inductor filter. What is ripple factor? Ripple factor directly proportional to RL, right? For inductor filter, ripple factor directly proportional to RL. For capacitive filter, okay. For capacitive filter, ripple factor is inversely proportional to RL. So now we connect the LC filters, L section and filter. The effect of RL get cancelled. The effect of RL get cancelled. Remember this one. Once again, here the concept is, here the blue line represents the inductor filter, right? Okay, this pink one represents the capacitor filter. For inductor filter, ripple factor, okay, this is RF. For inductor filter, that is 1 by RL. This is for inductor L. Whereas ripple factor for capacitor, sorry, for inductor directly proportional. For capacitor, ripple factor inversely proportional, right? So ripple factor for inductor is directly proportional to the RL. For ripple factor for capacitor is inversely proportional to the RL. So both are get cancelled. The effect of RL is get cancelled in LC filter circuit. This is the reason, right? Okay. Now for this LC filters, again we have to calculate the ripple factor only. Okay, in all filters we have to calculate the ripple factor and we have to prove that this ripple factor is very small compared to the full wave rectifier output ripple factor. When we substitute the values, this ripple factor value is small then only filter action is taking place in the circuit. Okay, now already we know all these things. Full wave rectifier output is a 2 Vm by pi minus 4 Vm by 3 pi cos 2 theta or 2 omega t. The first term represents the DC term 2 Vm by pi, and second term is the AC term. Now again V1 here, V1 is equal to first node here. This is the nodes here. In this circuit there are two nodes here, the node 1 and node 2. V1 means node 1 AC RMS voltage. Node 1 AC RMS is equal to 4 Vm by 3 root 2 pi. Now V1 AC RMS in the loop in terms of current, V1 AC RMS is equal to, this is the loop 1, I1 AC RMS into Z. Okay, now what is Z here? Z is equal to these two, consider these two, XL square plus XC square. Why? Because the effect of RL is nullified. Remember this one. The effect of RL is nullified. It consists of only inductor and capacitor under root XL square plus XC square. Now what happened means, XC, it allows the AC component, all AC component are passed through the ground. Capacitor allows the AC component, all AC components are passed through the ground only. So that XC is negligible as compared to the XL. Now Z is equal to XL. Now from that I1, okay, this is from equation 1. I1 AC RMS current, AC RMS current is equal to V1 AC RMS by Z. V1 AC RMS is equal to 4 Vm by 3 root 2 pi into 1 by XL. XL is equal to 2 pi FL. Okay. Now here voltage drop across the capacitor. Now what is the voltage drop across capacitor? Now what is here? Simply KVL here. V is equal to I into Z, right? V2. Why? Because here the capacitor is connected at node 2. V2 AC RMS is equal to, what is current flowing in this loop? Current flowing in this loop is equal to I1 AC RMS into X. X is this reactance. Now V2 AC RMS is equal to, what is I1 AC RMS? Already I1 AC RMS is equal to this one. V1 AC RMS by Z, that is equal to XL, right? So V1 AC RMS by XL into XL. Now V2 AC RMS is equal to, because this is V1 AC RMS into XC by XL. Now simplify this one. Now again 4 Vm can be written as 2 into 2 Vm. Why? Because this 2 Vm by pi is equal to VDC. Okay, to represent this DC, now again further simplified here, VDC. Now ripple factor is equal to V2 AC RMS by VDC, that is equal to under root 2 by 3 into XC by XL. Now XC is equal to 1 by 2 omega C. XL is equal to 1 by 2 omega L. Then under root 2 by 3, 4 omega square LC. Under root 2 by 3, 1 by the normal simplification. And finally ripple factor is equal to V2 AC RMS by VDC is equal to 1 by 24 into root 2 pi square F square L into C. Okay. All are denominator factors only, right? If any one value increase here, either it is L or C or F or these three parameters are variable, L, C, F. If anyone increases, ripple factor reduces, right? In L section filters, to get minimum ripple factor, L and C values are selected as high values, right? If frequency is equal to almost frequency also constant 50 kilohertz, sorry 50 hertz, only LC values are varied. Okay. Now here, if ripple factor is equal to small, now how to choose these values? These values are high values. So this is about the L section filter. Now coming to the multi-stage L section filter. Okay, this is the one first stage L section filter. This is another second stage L section filter, and so on, right? If this are connected in series, these filter, this is the one filter, this is first L section filter, this is another second L section filter, and these are connected in N. Now here in this case, what is the ripple factor, right? Now important thing is nodes are important. Node 1, node 2, node 3, and so on, node N, right? Now V1 AC RMS is equal to, now only thing is for all these cases we have to find the ripple factor, and we have to prove that this ripple factor value is very small compared to the full wave rectifier ripple factor values, right? Now here V1 AC RMS is equal to, now here in first loop, V1 means voltage at node 1, V1 AC RMS is equal to, okay, in last previous filter circuit, I1 AC RMS into Z, I1 AC RMS into, it contains only XL square plus XC1, XC1 get cancelled. Why? Because AC components all are passed through ground. So V1 AC RMS is equal to, okay, up to this one is same as previous single stage filter circuit. Okay, this one is same as single stage L section. I1 AC RMS is equal to V1 AC RMS by XL1. This is L1. Now V2 AC RMS is equal to, here the current I1 AC RMS into XC1, then I1 AC RMS. So this is the V2 AC RMS is equal to V1 AC RMS by XC1 by XL1. Now V2 AC RMS also written as I2 AC RMS into XL. Okay, here in second loop. Okay, here in second loop, V2 AC RMS is equal to, the current is I2 AC RMS into XL2. Okay, same as this one, right? Okay, here the same as how we can written here V1 AC RMS. V1 AC RMS is equal to I1 AC RMS into XL1. Similarly, here V2 AC RMS is equal to I2 AC RMS into XL2. Now I2 AC RMS is equal to V2 AC RMS by XL2. V2 AC RMS already here we written V2 AC RMS by XL2 into XC2. V2 AC RMS is equal to, this is V2 AC RMS, V1 AC RMS into XC1 by XL1 into XC2 by this one, XC2 by XL2. Now finally here V3 AC RMS is equal to, okay, V1 AC RMS already 4 Vm by 3 root 2 pi, XC1 by XL1, XC2 by XL2. Now again simplify here, 2 Vm written as 2 into 2 Vm, that is equal to VDC. Why? Because 2 Vm by pi is equal to VDC. Already we know that 2 Vm by pi is equal to VDC here. Now further simplified, now ripple factor is equal to V3 AC RMS by VDC is equal to root 2 by 3 if XC1 is equal to XC2 is equal to XC, XL1 is equal to XL2 is equal to XL. Now what happened means root 2 by 3 XC by XL whole square. This is for two stage. This ripple factor expression is for two stage L section filter or LC filter. If same filter, observe here, if the same filter is connected in N sections, if same filter, if it is connected in N sections, then the ripple factor is equal to root 2 by 3 XC by XL whole to the power of N, where N is equal to number of stages, right? Okay, this is about filter, LC filter, and N stages LC filter, right? Today class we discuss three different types of filter circuits. One is L filter, and second one is the C filter, and third one is the LC filter. LC filter and again multi-stage LC filter, right? Okay, here in this class we discuss different types of filter circuits: inductor filter, capacitor filter, capacitor and inductor filter, that is a LC filter or L section filter, and also we discuss multi-stage L section filter, right? In any case, filters are mainly designed with the help of capacitors and inductors. You must know the properties of capacitor and inductor. When it is connected to series, what is output contents? When it is connected in parallel, what is output content for capacitor as well as inductor, right? For inductor current, for inductor filter, there is no improvement in ripple factor. Why? Because for if the first case, inductor filter first case, it is almost same as a ripple factor of full wave rectifier. In second case only, what is second case? 2 omega L by RL very much greater than 1, then only there is a possible for change in ripple factor. Okay. And next one is the capacitor filter, right? Most popular filter. Okay, the ripple factor is small compared to full wave rectifier output, right? And the advantage is low cost, small size, little weight, and good characteristics, and up to 50 milliamperes current. Okay, this is preferable. And now coming to the L section filter or LC filter or inductor filter, it is a combination. The performance is a combination of inductor filter as well as capacitor filter. Okay, here in this case, what happens means that values mainly depends upon L and C. Okay, if LC value is large, ripple factor is small. Then again, lastly, we discuss multi-stage. Here in multi-stage, ripple factor is equal to root 2 by 3 xc by xl whole to the power of n, where n is equal to number of stages, right? Okay, thank you for joining. Thank you all. Okay, now you may leave the class. Thank you.